terrible, ain't it?
Oh, he's a bundle of joy, such a bundle of joy. Oh, he's a bundle of joy, such a bundle of joy. Oh.
My father is a doctor, he's a family man. My mother works for charity whenever she can. And they're both good clean Americans who are bad.
And not only that, but his missus walks in and caught him at it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
But then again, he always was a bit dopey, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm good for a laugh.
Talking of laughs, guess who's just walked in?
God, you know he's lost his job.
Yeah, Mary told me.
Ralph.
All right, Al.
Oh, terrible, ain't it?
So how come you lost your job as a park ranger?
Well, I told them to stick it.
Why?
Why?
Oh.
I was fed up with being out in all cowing weathers. Besides which, nature and me don't mix. I should have known that the first day I started. Tom, yeah, he was a bloke in charge, says my first job of a morning is to walk around the park area, emptying the waste bins and picking up any rubbish. I asked him if there were any, wild animals out there, but he just said there were rabbits upon the hills. If I was down by the lake, I might see a rat. I thought, cow that. Anyhow, I went round the park. I didn't realise it was so big. It took me ages to walk round, and I was... What's the way out, sir?
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, Alf. You carry on. You carry on.
Just keep it up, yeah. Keep it up.
Didn't realise it took so long to walk round. I was knackered by the time I got back. Anyhow, he then wanted me to help him clean out the fish tank, the big one in the visitor centre. Cowing hell, I thought. They want me to stick my hand in there with all them fishes. Tom said it would be all right. He told me to pick up one of the stones off the bottom of the tank and give it a good swill, in the bucket, and scrub all that green stuff off it.
Slime.
Yeah, that's the stuff. Well, I put my hand in. I'll tell you now, the water nearly went all the way up to my armpit. So I just grabs the nearest stone and pulls it out. Then the bugging thing starts wriggling in my hand. It was a cowing fish. One of them bottom feeders. Well, I just slung it. It hit an old woman in the face and she had a cowing screaming fit. Of course it killed the fish. Anyway, he then gives me a job painting some signposts. I was just about to paint one of them when this dog comes along and pisses off it. I'll tell you, by the time I get home, my feet are cowing killing me. Anyhow, the following day, he asked me to go up by the lake and trim back some of the edges which were starting to grow all over the path. They gave me one of them boggin edge cutter things. So I troops over there, and I'd only just started when I catches me trousers on one of them briar things and it rips them. Oh, bogging great, I thought. And then I looks up and I see something in the water coming across towards me. It was only a bogging snake. I thought, cow this. I went straight back to the centre. Anyhow, the following day, he asked if I've ever worked with Hazel. Who's she? I says. Then he starts laughing and said he meant the wood hazel. He wanted me to build one of them wicker type fences, to hide the bins. He showed me what to do. So I'm sat on the grass, weaving these bits of wicker in and out, when I noticed these women stopping by. Well, one of them comes over and talks to me. Hello, she says. And what are you doing? So I tells her. Then she starts whittering away to the other women about how good it was, to see people like me being reintroduced into society instead of being locked away in some ghastly institution. And then another one starts by going on about integrating back into the mainstream and also creating something useful. I don't know what the cowing were on about. Oh, then they just wandered off somewhere.
I think they thought, in the modern parlance as it were, that you had learning difficulties.
What?
They thought you were a retard from the local mental asylum.
Cowing bitches. Well, you wouldn't like it if it happened to you.
Yeah, true.
Sorry,
True.
Alan. It could
Terrible, innit?
It could only happen. Well,
I tell you, but what finished it off for me was a couple of days ago. You know how it had snowed the night before and then continued the following day? Well, they asked me that morning to go up on the ridge to remove an old wooden signpost which had fallen over and was blocking the path. So I asked to go all the cowing way up there. Any road. I found the signpost, but you know, it covered in snow and whatever. I managed to heave it off the path and I just slung it into some bushes. Got a cowing splinter in my hand. Well, I gets back down the hill, or starts off, and the snow starts coming down even harder. 3 times I slipped over and landed on my arse. By the time I got back to the centre, I was almost frozen to death. Felt like every bone in my body ached. I told him there and then he could stick his job. Mavis wasn't very pleased, but sitting there listening to her and Olive wittering away wasn't as bad as being out there.
Well, it's a real shame you no longer have that job. Hello, Vernon.
What's all this then, Alf? Lost your job? No. Oh, that's a shame. We can't take the what's it out of you anymore. You know, being a Redham Ranger like. You still haven't told us whether they wanted you as a goalkeeper or a centre forward. Thirsty weather, isn't it, lads? Oh well. Hey Keith, if you're going up to the bar, Keith, get us a pint, will you? Kevin Pratt.
So what you going to do now, Alf?
Dunno. Not mithered.
Bert gave me some upsetting news earlier.
yeah, all the paperwork's finally been sorted through. Yvonne and I will be off in a few weeks to take over the running of that small guest house in Drakeswater.
Well, as I said before, we will miss you.
Well, you and Mary are always welcome to come and stay with us.
Do we get mates' rates?
Yeah, of course.
You'll soon be back when it don't work out. I'll give it 6 months.
Just ignore him.
Oh, he's a bundle of joy, such a bundle of joy. Oh, he's a bundle of joy, such a bundle of joy. Oh, he's a bundle of joy, such a bundle of joy. Oh, he's a bundle of joy, such